Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Paul, otherwise known here on YouTube as Optibotimus, and welcome to the very first episode of Transformers TV with Optibotimus. In this series, I'm going to be doing commentary of Transformers series, starting with the very beginning, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. Now, this episode is going to be available to everybody. However, the remaining episodes in this series are going to be exclusive to patrons only. So if you want to see the rest of them, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/Optibotimus. It only requires at least a minimum of $1 to contribute to get access to all the Patreon exclusives, such as this series, another series that I'm going to be working on with it, which is called Conspiracy Theories with Optibotimus, where I'll be sitting here talking about random conspiracy theories, giving you my ideas, giving you my thoughts, things as crazy as, did we actually land on the moon? Who shot JFK? All this kind of stuff. I'm going to go through, pick some real good ones, and talk to you guys about them, give them my kind of spin on things. The final one is going to be one that I'm really, really looking forward to, and that I haven't come up with a title, actually, for it yet. But many of you know my girlfriend, Kelly. She enjoys my hobby. Not really all that into it, per se, herself. She doesn't even know which Transformer movie she's actually seen. She knows she's seen one with Megan Fox, but that's all she knows. But what she's going to do is we're going to take an old video of mine. So something that I've already reviewed. Okay. And we're going to take the audio of it and dub it with hers, where she has no idea what she's talking about. She's going to watch me interact with it and then talk over me. So you're not even going to hear me talking. You're going to hear her. And it's going to be fun because she's going to be like, I don't know, he's got a mouth, I think, and does his mouth open? Yeah, the mouth, no, it doesn't. There, oh, look, his mouth does open. You know, so it's going to be completely fun because she's not really a collector. She came up with this idea because she is a makeup fan and watches a lot of makeup videos. And there were people that were doing like makeup tutorials, and their boyfriends were like, hey, I'm going to put some of this creamy stuff here, and then I'm going to dab it in it. And she's like, that would be really fun to do with your toy reviews. And I said, you know what? That actually is a really kind of cool sounding idea. So these three new series, like I said, the first episodes will be available for you guys here on all of YouTube to watch it. And hopefully you enjoyed enough that you want to see more and become a patron. So we're going to start things off now, like I said, with Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, the very first episode of Transformers. I'm trying to think if I remember seeing it. I don't remember ever like watching it as a kid, like in order or anything like that. I just remember liking it and it being on there, so I don't know. Now, mind you, in 1984, I was 6 years old, so it should be fun. But let's get going here. So I'm going to bring things down, and let's take a look at Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Who can forget this intro? Total 80s. I always thought it was funny that Thundercracker was the one that was leading the Seekers. But Autobots, Decepticons, a lot of people don't know this, that I got the inspiration for my mountain logo and the intro for my videos because of the mountain here at the beginning, where the Transformers fly behind and then they come around. So the original intent of the mountain is meant to be like a Mount Everest sort of thing, like achieving a goal. And you know, when you climb Mount Everest, you kind of do that. But I was like, I want to use it with the intro from Transformers, which is fun. So here we go. We're getting the audio of the backstory, the war. You see Cybertron with smoke coming from it, blasters and everything. This was always something that I thought was fun. and very detailed and cool looking. Just how the art really was. The art is really very nicely detailed in this. And this is the introduction of my favorite character of all time, Wheeljack. He's got these fuel rods. He's going up here with Bumblebee. I always thought it was funny that in their robot modes, they look exactly the way that they do throughout the rest of the series, and even look like cars and stuff. But when they transform, like, here's Wheeljack turning into this weird floating SUV thing, and then Bumblebee transforms into this thing that looks like it's a flying disc or something strange.
We're nearing the bridge to Iacon. 1 megamile to go.
Home sweet home.
1 megamile goes by pretty quick for these guys.
A Decepticon.
You know, Transformer Siege, War for Cybertron, I always hoped that we would get a Wheeljack that looked like that. Here we have the introduction of the Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp. I always thought it would be cool, though, to get a Wheeljack looking like this, but I have no idea how they could do it, where they could make him into a flying square. That would be super weird. Iacon. Then there's Bumblebee transforming into a weird flying saucer. And I love how these little tiny fan things apparently make fire go away. And then they just drive right through. And now, see, this is what I love. Like, the Transformer Siege stuff, you have them transforming into these Tetrajets that, when they transformed into robot modes, did a great job of looking exactly how they did just a few moments ago. Amazing how they did that. So, I mean, maybe they could have done something with Wheeljack. Now, I know we're getting a Wheeljack with Earthrise.
You all right?
Yeah, I think it's my rear axle.
His rear axle.
To your crankshaft, I've shifted into overdrive.
Okay. His overdrive looks like it's the exact same speed. Curse you, Autobots! Love the transition. I use that in my videos to this day. Here we go. Now here we get the introduction of Soundwave, which was a hidden mode in the Siege figure. Now this was interesting. So Laserbeak looks different. He's got a Cybertronian robot mode of sorts. He transforms into a cassette tape. But then his robot mode's looking. All of their robot modes look exactly the same. His robot mode changes, though, when he goes to Earth. Here's Jazz. Again, all of these guys have car parts that don't fit with what their actual Cybertronian vehicle mode looks like. The music's great too. There's such a dynamic music to it. Love the music. Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons. I was wondering, you know, we never see what Megatron's alternate mode is on Cybertron. Shockwave's got the same thing. Love Shockwave. My second favorite Transformer would probably be Shockwave. A lot of people always ask me who's my favorite character. Wheeljack is number one, followed by Shockwave. Frank Welker does such an amazing job. I was glad that they brought him back on into the live-action Transformers franchise. Took several movies to do it, but I love what he did. Never! The transition again is great. Here's the Ark getting ready to take off. There's all our Ark bots. Ironhide. Jazz. How is that thing just standing there? It's just floating there. And here's the Nemesis. The Decepticons watching the Autobots take off. There's Reflector in the background. A lot of people talk about, you know, like how they want more like Masterpiece Transformers and they want the Decepticons. There's not a lot of Decepticons in like in season 1, and they were doing the different arc, like the Arrival team. Leapin' Lubricants. The wonderful talents of Peter Cullen did both of those voices, Ironhide and Optimus Prime. He's gone on to say that Ironhide was based off of, I believe, his brother, who was in like a military person, I want to say. Prom. Decepticons. But yeah, there's not a lot of Decepticons that came along with them, you know, to be able to do Masterpiece figures. And I feel like, I mean, like we have Starscream, we have Thundercracker, Skywarp. We could get better Masterpiece figures of them. We got Megatron, we got Soundwave, the cassette bots, we got them. Reflector would be one that I would like to see. Although, I mean, honestly, the Siege Reflector is a damn good Masterpiece style. Now, this was always funny to me when I went back and rewatched this, because you got these Autobots about to battle the Decepticons, and then fast forward years later for the live-action animated movie, and how easily the Decepticons die or kill Autobots. Now here they are crashing. This is billions of years ago, or millions of years ago, which is when Beast Wars take place, which is a fun little thing, which we'll get to the Beast Wars series eventually. Volcano erupts and activates Teletran 1. But you look around, and it was always funny, like, there were so many good guys and so few bad guys in this. I guess they probably, you know, I mean, cartoons back in the 80s were always trying to sell toys. And I guess they figured that more kids would like good guy toys. So here's a fun fact. Thundercracker is the first Transformer revived, followed by Megatron. We are alive again.
Quickly, we must revive the other Decepticons.
So let's see, we got, yeah, there is not a lot. I mean, I guess you could say 3 reflectors. I mean, Reflector was like a hive mind, but there were 3 bots. So Reflector, 3 reflectors, Soundwave, Skywarp, Thundercracker, Starscream, and Megatron. So only 8 main guys, and then you had Laserbeak, Ravage, Rumble Frenzy. You know, there's always. So it's like, why was it so difficult for the Autobots to beat these guys when they had them like outnumbered 3-1? How is that a thing? Trying to apply logic to 1980s cartoons. Starscream, you conniving little twit. He's the one who activates Optimus Prime. Explore. Ah, an orange truck. Why haven't we gotten a repaint? We get Optimus Prime Masterpiece, Optimus Prime as a red truck. We get Nemesis Prime. We should get an orange one. The base of operations.
Soundwave, prepare plans for a new space cruiser. Starscream, divert the area for construction. What about materials? Use your imagination.
Use your imagination.
Great. I'll need some help.
There's Rumble. Now, everyone is... Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue. Frenzy is blue, Rumble is red. I mean, for me, I became aware of Transformers through the cartoon. So that's why I always I do like the Masterpiece figures that are a little bit more. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, we know that there's more. But my introduction to Transformers was through the cartoon. So that's why I like my characters or my toys to look like them. Not necessarily. So when it comes to Rumble and Frenzy, Rumble was the blue one for me. This was always an interesting thing. Initially, Hound seemed like he was going to be like that connection to humanity. That went away fairly quickly, and it became Bumblebee and like Spike all the time. But in these early episodes, a lot of time is spent with Hound and Spike. So I wonder if they just thought that Bumblebee, because Bumblebee was perceived as being a younger Autobot, maybe they thought that having a kid like Spike would identify more with them. There's the absolutely incredible Casey Kasem doing the voice for Cliffjumper.
I was right. Let's get down there and bend some metal. Ease off your throttle, Cliffjumper. Remember what Prime said, just find them.
They found him alright.
What are they doing? Let's find out.
I'm really looking forward to that Earthrise Cliffjumper figure. Of course, Frank Welker did the voice for Soundwave as well, with that really cool vocal twisting thing. Love the way that worked out.
Cliffjumper, what are you doing? I've got Megatron dead center in my viewfinder.
Oh, Cliffjumper. Oh, who's firing at us? His mouth doesn't even move. All the animation errors are super fun to kind of go through and pick on. And now here's Laserbeak coming out again. Again, same tape style mode, but when he transforms here, now he looks like a regular bird, whereas the other one, he looked strange. What is that thing?
But we can't seem to shake it.
Apparently it can. Laserbeak has a autonomous cannon thing. A lot of people keep talking about how with the new Masterpiece Bumblebee, which I'm excited to get as well, will it be repainted into Cliffjumper, because they're both based off of the small penny racer sort of thing. Here's a commercial. Dee, 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 dee. Oh no, they don't even do it. The penny racer, the small little car. Well, Bumblebee was a Volkswagen Bug, and Cliffjumper was actually modeled off of a Porsche. So they would have to do some serious changing to that. I feel like it's a little bit easier now with the little tiny penny racer Masterpiece version of Bumblebee than it would have been previously with the more elongated one. So looking forward, hopefully we'll be getting a Cliffjumper in the Masterpiece line fairly soon. And like I said, the Earthrise figure looks amazing. And it's nice to see that we're getting Cliffjumper that's not just a repaint of Bumblebee. It's like Cliffjumper came out first and then Bumblebee's an afterthought. So that's cool. I like that. There's Reflector. It's a little Polaroid comes out.
Thundercracker to Soundwave.
Thundercracker the Soundwave. Thundercracker the Soundwave. Now we get to see Ravage. Stupid little truck.
I don't understand it, Joe. Looks like a tornado hit this place.
I don't like it. Something's wrong. Real wrong.
There's Ravage. Maybe I like Ravage a lot too. Maybe just because I got a thing for cats. But I've always kind of liked Ravage as well.
And that's all we heard, Prime. They're going to put the energy in some kind of cube, then haul it back to Cybertron.
Jazz, organize a battle unit. We're going after them.
Oh, man, that's a lot of Autobots right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Optimus would be 11, Bumblebee 12. So, I don't know. Always just seemed to be more Decepticons than Autobots. And it was always funny, like, why do they have such a hard time beating the Decepticons when they got them so outnumbered? Laserbeak flying around, doing his surveillance. That Masterpiece Laserbeak was pretty badass, too. They did an amazing job on that little guy. Ravage and Laserbeak was really impressive, though. Here we are. There's the introduction of Sparkplug and Spike.
Right, Dad? I'll get the baler.
I'll get the baler. Working out on an oil rig.
What is it? What are they? Everybody, come on! Come on!
They're so terrified of them that they're throwing their wrenches and their hammers, and Megatron just picks up this giant and
Stop! Let go my dad!
let go my dad! Then he goes over, pounds on him. Get back, you. Sparkplug's a feisty guy.
Activate the null ray. Now!
Activate the null ray.
Soundwave, prepare the energon cubes.
And then they squish them. Like they fill them with oil, and then they squish them. And then they glow. I like that.
We can go back to Cybertron. You fool, Starscream. This is but a small fraction of the energy we need. We must suck this out of
the energy.
Get the Autobots!
Chris Latta does the voice of Starscream. Also did the voice of Cobra Commander. Didn't really change much between the two voices. It's just so iconic sounding. Now here's a fun thing. Like in these first few episodes, the Autobots can fly. Whereas later episodes, it was only the Decepticons that could fly. So that was always kind of weird and never really explained. Some Autobots still could with the help of jetpacks, like Sideswipe, I think it is. And then obviously they added more flying Autobots like Power Glide, Cosmos, guys like that. Optimus being attacked by Laserbeak.
So long, Prime. Have a nice swim.
That's such an iconic sound too for Megatron's blaster. Anybody who grew up in the 80s, if you hear the sound of that blaster, you know who just fired at you. Which honestly, it's not that much different than Optimus Prime's blaster sound. So here we are. We're left. We're going to be approaching a cliffhanger where the Decepticons are escaping. but all the humans are now trapped under the rubble of this oil derrick, fire surrounding them, the debris all over the place, and it just shows the right up front the intrinsic honor and goodness of the Autobots, that they let the Decepticons escape and went to go save the humans. So we come to the end there. We have this little bit right here, 1984. Wonderful job, Sunbow. These guys did a terrific job with this. It started so much. The 80s were such an amazing time for cartoons. It really was. So there it is. I can't wait to do the rest of these guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little commentary about Transformers, the first episode there. As I said, the remaining episodes will be exclusive for patrons only. You can head on over to patreon.com/Optibotimus. You can contribute whatever you are comfortable with. $1 up to however much you want. It's entirely up to you. With this day and age where we don't know really what YouTube is doing, I want to try and not be as reliant on the ad revenue for that. So I want to offer new things, and this is one way to do it. So the next one that I'm going to be doing with this will be the conspiracy theory with Optibotimus, where it's going to be just me talking for 20-25 minutes, talking about these conspiracy theories and giving you my thoughts, my ideas, craziness with it. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, this has been Optibotimus saying, I'll talk to you later.